Hello everyone, welcome to H&S Automotive and thank you for taking an interest in this 2018 Ford Explorer Platinum. So in this video we'll be doing a walkthrough of this vehicle. I'll point out any imperfections the vehicle has and then we'll also go over some of the major features and functions of this vehicle. Now before we get started, we would like to point out that we purchased this vehicle from an insurance company. This vehicle had some front end damage going on over here. So we replaced the front bumper cover, the grille, both of the headlights, and then there was a dent in the hood over here, so we went ahead and replaced the hood as well. It was just more cost effective to replace it rather than repair the old one. Now with that being said, there were no airbags deployed and this vehicle still has a clear Wisconsin title. It's not a salvage, rebuilt, or anything like that, so it still has a clear Wisconsin title. All right, so with that out of the way, we'll get started with our video walkthrough. At first, I'll just kind of walk around the vehicle, give you guys a general overview, and then after that, we'll dive in a little bit deeper. So here we are on the driver's side, and then here we are at the rear, and then here we are back on the passenger side. Now taking a look at the front end again, like I said, most of this front end is brand new, so there's not going to be any imperfections. So there's no dents or chip marks or anything like that. And then the hood has also been replaced and paint matched to the color of the vehicle, so no imperfections there. And then we do have a front-facing camera right over here as well, since this is the Platinum. And then parking sensors up in the front. And everything works great. Now, taking a look at the driver's side fender. Once again, I'm looking for any dents or scratches that you might see. Driver's side fender seems to be in very good condition. And this vehicle has basically brand new tires. Brand new Goodyears on all four matching tires. And then taking a look at the rims. The rims on this vehicle are also in very good condition, so there's no curb rash or anything like that. Now, taking a look at the driver's door. Once again, looking for any dents or scratches that you might see. I apologize, we just recently got some rain, so that's why the vehicle is wet. And then, since this is the Platinum, we do have the code to lock and unlock the vehicle. And then this vehicle is equipped with the keyless entry as well. And then we have the side view mirrors with the integrated turn signal right there. And then taking a look at the driver's side rear. I don't see any imperfections, no dents that might be sticking out. And then taking a look at the rear quarter panel. Once again, in very good condition. This is a 2018, so it's fairly new. And then taking a look at the tires, once again, brand new tires in the back as well. And then we do have a little bit of a curb rash going on over here on the rear tire, but nothing too crazy. And coming around towards the back, well, I apologize, this is not a Platinum, this is a Limited, so one step above the Platinum. And then taking a look at the rear trunk lid. Very good condition, don't see any dents or scratches or scrape marks. And taking a look at the rear bumper cover, sometimes there's scrape marks on the corners, but this one is in very good condition. It was a very well kept vehicle, as you guys can tell. And then the lower bumper cover is also in great condition. And then we do have dual exhaust, and then this vehicle does have the tow package, so it's already wired up for a trailer right there. And as you would expect, it is all-wheel drive as well. And a rear backup camera right over here, as well as rear parking sensors down below. And then coming around towards the passenger side, once again, quarter panel is in good condition. Oh, that's just reflective. Coming around towards the tires, taking a look at the rims. The rim on this side is in very good condition. I guess there is a little bit of a minor scrape mark right over here. Now, I try to be as picky as possible in these video walkthroughs, so most of the stuff that I'm going to point out here is going to be minor, but we like to show it still. And then, once again, looking for any scrape marks, dents. And then taking a look at the passenger side front door. Also in very good condition. And once again, integrated turn signal on the side view mirror. And then taking a look at the passenger side fender, it is also in very good condition. And then passenger side rim, small little scrape mark right over here, but other than that, in very good condition as well. So brand new tire in the front. All right, so that was the exterior of the vehicle. So basically, other than a few scrape marks, minor scrape marks on the rims, most of the vehicle is in very good condition exterior wise. So from here, we'll take a look at the interior. So right here, we've got the driver's door. Now this is the limited, so we have power windows, power door locks, and then power mirrors as well. And then beautiful wood finish right over here and with aluminum accents. And we do have memory seating here as well. Now taking a look at the interior, we have black leather seats. And then all-weather floor mats as well. All right, so climbing into the vehicle, we'll go ahead and start it up. So in order to start the vehicle, this is a push button start. So foot on the brake, just press the button. The vehicle fires right up. Put my seatbelt on so it stops dinging at us. Alrighty, so taking a look at the instrument cluster. As you guys can see, vehicle idles nice and smooth. Now the RPM gauge is digital on these vehicles, so here it is. So idles nice and smooth right there. And then we do have 105,000 miles on this vehicle. And then this is just illuminated just because we have the headlights on. So once we turn the headlights off, that sign goes away. So that's very normal. But other than that, there's no check engine light, no transmission light or anything like that. So mechanically, the vehicle is in great condition. Zooming out, so we do have some steering wheel mounted controls. On the right side of the steering wheel, we have some audio controls for the vehicle. So you can answer and disconnect your phone right from here, increase or decrease the volume. And then this little remote right here controls the screen right there. So in this screen, you can have your navigation set up. So you got the compass over here, and then you can modify that accordingly with these buttons right here. And then on the left side, we have our cruise controls for the vehicle. Turn it on or off is just this button right here. And then to accelerate or decelerate, this little toggle switch right there. And then same on the left side, this remote over here controls the screen right there. So you can just kind of flip through the screen there using these buttons right over here. And in the middle, we have our horn. And then behind the steering wheel, we have our turn signal stalk, which also doubles as our headlight operation as well. So you can have the high beams right there. And then on the other side, we have our wiper controls. All right, so just kind of getting an overview of the dashboard. As you guys can tell, there's no rips or tears or anything like that, no cracks. So in the middle, we have our infotainment system. So in order to just kind of check out the audio sources that are compatible with this vehicle, so we have AM, FM, Sirius, XM, CD player, and then Bluetooth connectivity as well. And then this vehicle is equipped with Apple CarPlay as well. So once you connect into it, you can view your maps and all that stuff right through the screen. And then this vehicle is equipped with its own navigation system right there. And then a few other, doodads right over here. So Bluetooth connectivity, the sound settings, and then navigation settings and all that stuff can just all be controlled right from here as well. And then a few of the vehicle settings as well. All right, so. And then in order to control your climate in the vehicle, you just kind of press on the climate control, and this is where you can control your fan settings, the temperature settings, as well as the vent controls are all just done right through the screen right there. And then beneath that, we have our CD insert right over here. And then around this volume control button, we have our vent controls for like the window defroster. They're all on the left side over here. And then some of the AC controls right over here. And then the front two seats, so the driver and the passenger, are heated and cooled, and they can just be operated from right there as well. So we have the heated option and then the cooled option for the driver's seat, and then the heated and then the cooled for the passenger seat. So that can all just be done from right over there. And then if this is too cumbersome, there is actual buttons that Ford does give you right down here to increase and decrease the temperature, as well as the fan speed right there as well. All right. And then right over here, we have additional storage. And then right in there is where you can plug your phone in to the USB and then have Apple CarPlay as well. Right behind that, we have our transmission selector. So typical normal automatic transmission. And then we have our train select button. So these are some of the off-road modes in this vehicle. And then right over here, we have the cup holders for the vehicle. with the ambient lighting inside. And then while we're at it, we do have 2 keys for this vehicle as well, and this vehicle is equipped with remote start. All right, and then right over here we have our armrest, which doubles as additional storage right there. And then we do also have a glove box right there. And then just kind of taking a look at the passenger side seat, as you guys can tell, nice and clean, no rips or tears. Overall, the interior in this vehicle is also in very good condition. All right, so climbing out, we'll take a look at the rear seating area. So we have our rear door right over here. Once again, the wood grain surrounded by the aluminum finish. And then this is the rear seating area. And we do have an armrest that flips down and it doubles as cup holders right there. And then just kind of climbing inside. So the rear passengers do also get their own climate controls right back here. So the fan speed can just be operated from right here, and then the temperature controls are right there, and then the vent controls. All right, got my flashlight turned on. So as you guys can tell, plenty of room back here as well. This is a full-size SUV, so no shortage of leg room in the back. And then I will climb out and show you guys the rear seating area. So in order to fold this seat, just kind of lift up on this, and it folds flat, and it does also lift up as well. All right, it is a 2-hand job, so got that lifted out of the way. So right over here, we do have the rear seating area. And then each of the passengers get their own cup holders in the back as well. And then we could just fold this out. So since this is the bigger side, this is a lot harder to kind of fold out of the way. The other side is much easier. That one is designed to climb in and out of the back seat. So the vehicle is currently running, but from here we'll take a closer look in the engine compartment. So here we are in the engine compartment for this vehicle. So from here I'll just kind of be quiet for a second, let you guys take a listen. As you guys can tell, nice and smooth running engine, no odd noises or vibrations. Now we do have a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated, connected to an automatic transmission. So there's no turbos on this or anything like that. It is a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated engine. All right, so from here we'll take a look at the undercarriage. All right guys, so as you can see, we've got this Explorer on the left. From here we'll check out the undercarriage. I'll start from the front, work my way towards the back. Taking a look at the passenger side front suspension. As you can see, we've got a brand new CV shaft right over there, and then a brand new control arm as well on the passenger side. CV shaft is not ripped or torn. Now if this was ripped or torn, we would see grease all over the place, but as you can tell, nice and clean down here. And then looks like a new sway bar link as well. And then checking out the driver's side, same story here. Nice and clean. CV shaft is not ripped or torn. And then sway bar links, brand new sway bar links that we installed. All right, and then right over here we got the engine and then the transmission on the other side. As you guys can tell, no leaks or seepage or anything like that. Very clean underneath. Zoom out for a second. As you can tell, got the transmission over here. So nice and dry, no leaks. Move this apparatus out of the way. And then right over here we've got our subframe for the vehicle. This is also in very good condition, no corrosion issues. And then just kind of showing you guys up in the engine bay. Once again, same story there, no leaks or seepage or anything like that. Now if there was seepage down there, it would be a lot messier, it wouldn't be as clean. Then right over here we have our rocker panels. So this is for the driver's side. As you guys can tell, no corrosion issues, they are nice and clean. And then this is the unibody structure of the vehicle. No corrosion issues, no rust issues or anything like that. And then same goes for the passenger side as well. So this is the passenger side rocker panel. Also very clean. All right. And then right over here we have our brake lines and the fuel lines running towards the rear of the vehicle. As you guys can tell, nice and clean. Now they are enclosed in this casing over here to protect them, and they run to the rear of the vehicle. And then we got our exhaust running right down the middle. And then right over here we have our fuel tank, and then this is our rear differential. So once again, nice and clean, no leaks or seepage or anything like that. And then right here we have our rear suspension. So this is the rear CV shaft, and then all of the rear control arms. And then this is on the driver's side. So everything's properly mounted and secured. There's no leaks or anything like that. Nothing's abnormal down here. And then just kind of taking a look at the rear. So springs are nice and intact, and then we do have brand new rear shocks that we put on this vehicle. So as you can tell, rear shocks have been replaced, and they've been replaced on both sides, as well as the sway bar links on both sides as well. So those are just some of the maintenance items that we've taken care of while the vehicle was here. And then we have the dual exhaust coming out towards the rear. And then this is a much better view of the rear tires. So like I said, rear tires are basically in brand new condition, and the same goes for the front as well. Alrighty guys, so that was the undercarriage portion of this vehicle. If you guys have any other questions or concerns, please feel free to ask, and we'll be happy to get those answered for you. Thank you very much, and have a good day. Bye-bye.